Good afternoon from my part of the world. Good afternoon from my part of the world. It's Valentine's week. I know because I dread difficult yet necessary conversations, I use such times, periods, depending on the occasion, to have these kind of conversations. And if you followed me for a minute, you should know I don't do reviews on even trending issues, but the lessons thereof, all of us need to have conversations around them. So yes, I don't belong anywhere. I don't know what the people are talking about, but there are so many huge lessons that people are supposed to pick from these things. Today my focus is the woman, but in the course of the week, trust me, the man, I will really address you. So this video seeks to explore the shift from traditional roles of the supporter to the more dynamic, self-actualized model of partnership. I don't know where we got it wrong that we think the woman who endures so much is the good woman. The woman that when everybody sees and knows that she's being treated unfairly and is the good woman, the wife material. I don't subscribe to that. I don't want that for my daughters, and I wouldn't want that for my daughters and my daughters-in-law. So I don't know how we got here. Beyond the archetype, the architecture of a pearl growth, while you get married and both of you are supposed to grow together. But in our part of the world, it looks like society, religion expect that a woman is supposed to sacrifice body, soul, and spirit to build the man up. Who builds the woman up? I won't say this and throw away and debunk the numerous men out there who have equally made their wives who they are today. Yes. Unfortunately, it's what people say life no balance anymore. I don't argue. I don't even challenge. Because sometimes we don't understand these dynamics. In as much as a lot of women appreciate this men, some women have also started taking the men for granted. Onim baby or free. Onim the man's involvement, his contribution in her life. And yet today that she's on her feet. Today that, how do we say it? Wabeye somebody. They are disrespecting and dishonoring these men. They are also there. And I'm talking about these two scenarios where you would have to sacrifice your body, soul, and spirit to help a man build up, and you don't even build yourself up. So you turn around and the gap is too much. And many a time these men turn around and they want a woman who is then their kind, the woman who can give them the fun their souls yearn, forgetting that the woman also has a soul. Forgetting that every other thing they are desiring in another human being, the opposite sex, this woman would have also loved to have that in the opposite sex. So let's have a conversation, based on that narrative. In the traditional narrative of romance, women are often cast in one of the limiting roles, just like I said. I don't know how we got here, because our great grandmothers and fathers have lived like this. Yeah, yes, meaning we know better, and yet we are not doing any better. Until today, a greater percentage of people, that's the way they live. As to how they want for their children, those times that women were not supporting in anything, or today, that our lifestyles are different. We take our girl child to school. same courses men are reading, women are also reading the same thing. And we still won't expect them to get married and still go through all this. And that makes them good women when they endure and suffer and shrink and put their own dreams on hold in the name of being good wives and good mothers. So, in the traditional narrative of romance, love, marriage, whatever form of relationship, men are often cast in two limiting roles. There is Akosua Sewaa, the quintessential builder wife, who pours her youth, her dreams, her energy into a man's foundation, often leaving her own plot of land barren because yɛse ne kun yɛ yie a na kyerɛ sɛ ɔyɛ ɔbaa papa nti. Whether she had dreams, aspiration, whatever level of life she wanted to go to, as long as she got married, that should be on hold. Mambu ani kun ne nsi ne kun ne yie. She pours her youth, her dreams, her energy into a man's foundation, leaving her own plot of land barren. Her own plot of land barren. You meet other women from other parts of the world, and even in their teenage years, they'll be able to tell you where they want their lives to go in the next 40 years. You meet an African, a Ghanaian woman, and majority of them, all they're thinking about is to get a good man to marry. Really? After paying school fees, this high school fees for our daughters, is this our dreams and aspirations for them? Marriage is just an aspect of life. That's not the entirety of it. So pay attention because today I am going to share. When her own plot of land is barren, na wetu adi ne kun akyi. Ɔkɔ ha na odi n'akyi. Ɔkɔ ha na odi n'akyi. Asɛ ɔno deɛ obi anwo no. Ɔnni dreams. Ɔno deɛ ɛnte sɛ ɔkɔyɛ adwuma kɔbɔ bra na ɔde bi hwɛ ne maame ne ne papa. So then papa din, you place your father's name on hold as a woman to take after a man's name, forgetting that you have lost your identity. Yesterday I used a scenario and it sounded funny to some of you until I woke up in my DM and I realized it wasn't funny to majority of people. When a woman marries and takes over her husband's name, surname, you don't know she has lost her identity? Yes. Yes. Imagine an Akan girl, a Kwapim girl like myself, marrying a guy and using his surname. When I mention my name, what comes to your mind? I'm a guy. I would be a guy, right? Yes. If I take on the name of a man who is a guy, whenever I mention my name, what comes to your mind? I'm a guy, right? Yes. So women lose their identity in the course of marriage. And they get into the marriage, and what all they get is disrespect, microaggression, indifference, and it's normal to society and religion. Oh, go in there, go and pray more, go and fast more. How many people are telling men to go and pray more, go and fast more for their wives? She has to pour her energy, her youth into a man's foundation, leaving her own plot of land barren. And you think the Odo Bronis are a joy. They are not. I said, pay attention. I'm going to share a lot of things with you today. The Odo Bronis are not enjoying anything. It is those who are in there who are calculative, who had an agenda. But those who equally go in there because of love, these men also use them to build their legacies without attributing anything to them too. The only thing they can get out of this relationship is to have children. But maybe you haven't begun watching and assessing this trend now. The children we are raising today, chances are they can't grow, they wouldn't grow to pour so much into us like we are doing into them. Not because they'll be bad, not because abrabo nsi omu yie, but the future is becoming expensive by the day. Inti ekom de ne ma ɔmfa mbrɛ wo. Again, they are so ambitious that they are building lives for themselves. So by the time you want him as your child, they are on a mission somewhere. They are working the agenda somewhere. So if you are in your 50, early 50, and you haven't started having conversation about your social security, your old age, what tree? If your children you think will be your social security, what tree? They'll grow up. It is their surpluses they will throw on you. It's the extra time they will use to come fetch you and visit you. So if you don't plan your own old age as some better, so then there is the Odo Bronis, the fair weather girlfriends, the ornaments, the muse, or the trophy. Those who exist primarily for the aesthetic of the relationship but lack the substance of the shared future. If a man can cheat on his wife with a girlfriend, you think he has a future for that girlfriend? He also use you to build whatever you want to build. And some of you come from the school of thought that, oh, wona nakuma wo mu, oshia na we no penny pass sia, on sheda penny bi so wona nakuma wo mu, oshia ba for nakuma beko. Sometimes he be ampajani you no pe for a reason best known to himself. But you see, you are coming to work harder. He's coming to use you. And yes, school be no de obeko. It's not like he's supporting you into any higher education. And yes, school be no de obeko. And ya edume bi no do ba besunya. And your businesses be no ba be build ama o ba be woman. And do you know how long it takes a woman to restructure her life after having 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children? You own your life. So everything boils down to this same man. And you find two women fighting each other for a man who has used both of them. You are fighting each other. If you have any energy, why didn't you find the man? You are fighting your fellow woman because of a man who has publicly denounced you, publicly disrespected you, disowned you, and you are fighting another woman, your fellow woman, because of that man. Why is on that address? Why don't you use that same energy to reinvent your own life? Or you think Sarabonaka, you can't become anything better again? How old are you? How old are you? Give yourself 5 years and 10 years and see where your life can take you. What business do you have? So be good and you must say, because you are fighting for the love of a man that you know you have left his heart, a man who can be with any woman in skirt. Even if you kill this woman, he'll go for another woman. So what is your problem? Even if you kill this woman, the supposedly Odo Bronis, even if you kill them, your man will go for another woman. Why are you fighting the other woman instead of you fighting the man? Has the other woman come into your bedroom to come and lie on the same bed with you? Some of you claim you are married to rich men and you're making boast of it. If all you have is this and you think you have an advantage over the single woman, you have lost it. There are other single women who wear these, buy the beautiful, the expensive ones. No man owns them. They are wearing them. They see them as jewelry, accessories. So if all you have is this, a man's name and a marriage certificate, and you are fighting another woman because you want to own that man, you have lost it. Use that energy to work hard and get money, a lot of that money, and see how you reinvent your own life. You are proving to the man that you have no life. And yes, there are women, wives today, that should anything happen, your own children, you can't take care of these children through school. Even the basic education, You can't support these children, and yet you're outside there fighting another woman because you want to own that man. Do you really own that man? You are fighting a fellow woman over a man that you have left his heart long time ago. Why don't you use that energy to reinvent your life? The children you have with that same man, the children are equally yours. Can you support these children for just a calendar year? If anything happens to the man today, can you pay their school fees? Can you feed yourself, clothe yourself, pay your own rent for a calendar year? You have no life. Reinvent your life and stop wasting it. Stop wasting it. If you're a man because he's rich, and that gives you an advantage over all the girlfriends, and this man come to lie to you that because we no don't out in fee. Hey, many of the women you think are strange women, the things that these men are doing for them, all you have is the certificate. All you have is the certificate, his name, and his rings. The things that these men are doing for these women, that we call them strange women, because you have no idea. Having to equally realize too, there are some women who are so working. Today we think, oh, baby or baby, I will be a baby na yamano. No, I beg to differ. There are equally some women who are working hard to get everything they deserve in this life. So if a man is doing all these things for you and you think you have advantage over these women, what exactly is your advantage? They are not married. They are working hard to give themselves these lifestyles by themselves. And because a man is doing the same things for you, you think you have advantage over them? You don't. The only advantage you have over them is to have a life that you can sustain by yourself. To get some of this money that you can call your money. Upon all his money, everything you need, you have to go and ask. And he'll bluff you. All you have is the expensive bags. The singles can now work and buy them too. Yes. The expensive bags you parade. What again? You're married to a rich man. How many businesses you have in your own name? How many employees do you have because you're married to a rich man? How many businesses do you have in your name? You're driving the expensive cars registered in his name, and you think you have advantage over the single lady who is working so hard and who owns her own car registered in her own name, paying her own mortgage, paying her own rent advance. What is your advantage over her? Because you bear a man today? In case I haven't told you, there are lots of divorced women today who are still using their husband's name for documentation purposes. So using a man's surname doesn't give you any advantage over it. If you have any energy to use, please use that to reinvent your life. Don't allow a man to leave you miserable than when he found you. Reinvent your life so much that you know his wife is becoming more. Whilst you are helping him become more, let him support you to become more too. The woman God created you to be is not just to be a good wife and a good mother. To live a life of true impact, the woman must reject both. Reject to be Akosua Sewaa, reject to be Odo Broni too. To live a life of true impact. So the bema shia una no uko woman and yes or the to a school so we're for single women and men who haven't paid even one bottle of drink to their family, and yet they are taking them through higher education, masters, PhD, building businesses for them. All you did with the man was to have children, and you think you have advantage over the single women? No, you don't. You don't. To live a life of true impact, a woman, you must reject both. The goal is not merely to be a pillar for someone else's monument, not even your husband's. The goal is for you to be an architect of your own. Mema, Ewaria, they can become anything and everything they want. But the woman marries and that is it. Your pride is to be a missus. And that is it. Wabrabonaka. It took a man, your father, to take you through school, to invest into you. And you think, oh, Ariana Brabonaka. Your husband can go to all the schools, be highly educated, get all the certifications, and you, whether it's SHS, whether it's first degree, Udewari in Asa, your fellow single women are going having higher education. What is your advantage over them? Yes, you are Mrs. We know you are wearing. Now I hear there is eternity ring. So some wives are wearing three of these. Where are they? But what is your advantage over the single woman out there who doesn't bear a man's name, who doesn't wear these kind of rings, who doesn't have a marriage certificate? What is exactly your advantage? These are the conversations you should begin having with your soul, not to go chasing other women to prove to the world that you own the man when you know you don't own him. You don't own him. A full agentic adult, you don't need to let the world know you own him. He is supposed to know, to let the world know. Take him. It is not your business to prove to the world and to every other woman that your husband is taken. It is your husband's responsibility to prove to all the other women that he's taken. That's not merely to be a pillar for your husband's monument, but to be the architect of your own. Whilst you support him to become better, he is to equally support you to become better, not just be the mother of his children. The mandate is to be the partner who grows with, not just grows for. Look at the ayeye today as women, all in the name of what? Pleasing a man. Let's look at these things, just like I always say, the difficult yet necessary conversations you can't find anywhere. Number one, the trap of the matter and the ornament. The trap, the matter, and the ornament. The Akosua Sewaa syndrome is rooted in the nobility of sacrifice. We are told that a good woman waits, suffers, and shrinks so that a partner can expand. Oh, we oba. That's all about to you create your bema dame. A diner busumi so to a bema is dispensation. Because of that, you can buy the gun. In the same house, you are equally paying rent. A house you're also supporting to build. A house that even if you built before he saw you, look at the way you've lifted it. All these kind of abibuni adi akan mashi, is this still washing today? Is this the way you would want to raise your daughter? Is this the life you want your daughter to have? So the Akosua Sewaa syndrome is rooted in nobility of sacrifice. Sacrifice your body, soul, and spirit just to make a man better. And you be miserable. No life, no goals. You are told to wait because that's what a good woman does. Wait. No where you first degree, wait. No where you masters, wait. No where you PhD. No we have a catch or say now we need to because you are no more at this level. You want a woman at this level. Who bewitched us? Whilst you are helping him become better, why don't you also ask him, request that he also assist you to become better? And go read back on what Paul says, maybe you are not a academically inclined person. Can't you build businesses in your name? Can't you build big projects and work on? We are told that a good woman waits, suffers. You would have to suffer privately and publicly for society and religion to see that you're a good woman. Suffer for your husband. I don't want my daughter to go through that. No. If that's what you want with your daughter, no. I won't have this kind of conversation with my daughter. While loyalty is a virtue, self obliteration is not. Should I repeat? While loyalty is a virtue, self obliteration is not. Any kind of relationship, it doesn't matter how deeply in love you are, that will require you to shrink yourself, to sacrifice your body, soul, and spirit to build your husband. It's never a functional for you. It doesn't matter who is saying so. When a woman focuses solely on building a man, she risks waking up in a mansion she helped design, but has no legal or personal title to. So sika no yɛ aduane na mensi dan because dan no yɛ mmienu de. Na that's what the akɔgyina law court that prove how much percentage you supported in building that mansion. And those of you don't know, have you heard of the spousal? I'll find it and I'll see whether Mark will allow me to post it on social media so you can read. Do you know what is in the PNDC law 111? Do you know that any child your husband brings along the married life also has access to his inheritance? Do you know? You help him build a legacy that doesn't cover you. You are not part of that legacy. Build a mansion, you help design, but you have no legal or personal title to it. Wode wo sika nyinaa noa aduane, supported him, assisted him to even pay his school fees, but you don't have any receipt to prove that. So he claimed that the house is for him, forgetting your contribution. And you think the Odo Bronis are enjoying. Conversely, that archetype offers a different kind of emptiness to, yes, that archetype offers a different kind of emptiness too. There is in there for them to enjoy. This role is built on the present moment, the dates, the gifts, the status, the fun, without the foresight of a legacy. She's a passenger in a car driven by someone else's ambition. If the driver leaves, she's stranded. And because you have to do more to prove your loyalty to him, if the driver leaves, she's stranded. Some fall in love, and because of the love, nothing. Omafefo ma dating married men and transforming their lives, or no fall in love, so nothing. The man as well used her to build his legacy. Or using a union of let's say the ninja who be a younger person, he continually to use that young person to expand his legacy. Don't be Akosua Serwaa. Don't be Odo Broni. Be the woman that a man assists you to become more, do more, and give more back to him in return. Your own life would have to be put on hold so you support him. And because society and religion, everybody knows that, oh, Wawari Obida, son in Jai, son in the you have to do more to prove that you're a good woman. Service, sex, babies, that is it. And yes, all building businesses, be a man. Whilst even single girls are getting men to support them to further their education, one for one go school, one for one senior juma, one for one building businesses be amount registered in your name. I'm not talking about the cars you drive that is for him in his name. That the things he did for you in your name, and you end up fighting another woman because of a man, you have lost it. Number two, the evolution of the assisted woman. The evolution of the assisted woman. The prompt suggests this suggests a powerful pivot. Be the woman that a man assists to become a better human, not Akosua Sewaa, not Odo Broni, but the woman that a man assists to become a better human. Bema be any odo or no better, none combe dosa would say dear would see. In case you don't know, a man's wife, a man's woman is his bride. Nti so fa na ho atete wo aye basa de ohia wo sa na wote 5 years 10 years 20 years na mfa ne ho a na koma bi ani wo mu. Forget about the expensive bags he buys for you. If you become more, if you become a better human, he benefits. So his desire would be to make you a better human. Why is he not interested in your well-being? Why does he want you to be the same ignorant and naive woman? So he can use you. It is to his advantage. It has nothing to do with you. Inti cramps in the to be a mouse and a bear, what dream mahose, you are being used. This isn't about helplessness. To be the woman that a man assists to become a better human, it's not about helplessness. It's about reciprocity. What Jawa brab body, soul, and spirit for him to build his legacy. And you think you don't deserve anything from him apart from sex, babies, and what bills. A healthy relationship is a laboratory for mutual evolution. As desires to build a legacy. Ne kondo so be build up. Such that ujina baby a ubeye ne seso boafam. There may be an no so be you ni papa sa ne yere no. Unna na koma so. De obeye ho wiase be mfa no. Mfa no onyanka school ni wanko. Onyanka wonya promotion adwuma onyanka so that he will continue to use you and abuse you. A healthy relationship is a laboratory for mutual evolution. And then maybe to correct me where I can say, no, I don't want you at this level as a husband. So let me assist you to upgrade. Nanka wa we bema. I will now put you oban tinsa, a do dinto no so. Obani papa will come and way. Why do you take pride in the fact that your wife is still ignorant and naive as a husband? Why? When you strive to become more, do more, and give more, you change the frequency of your partnership. Yes, I'm speaking to you, Mrs. When you strive to become more, do more, and give more, you change the frequency of the partnership. It is because he knows you don't have a life. It is because he knows you can't even take care of yourself. The lifestyle is built for you, you can't sustain it. Not even for 1 month on a calendar year. It is because he knows. Dan kolana wankasa wanyinse 9 months awo omuna awo so ye umapidi. If he doesn't support you for just 1 month, you can't sustain these children. You can't keep them. You can't keep them. You can't maintain them. He knows. When you strive to become more, do and give more, you change the frequency of the partnership. You move from being a help. That's term often used to subordinate assistant. A helpmate. Help him meet his needs. Who is to help you meet your needs too? When you strive to become more, do more, and give more, you move the frequency of the partnership. You move from being a helpmate, that subordinate assistant, to a co-conspirator in greatness. Did you hear me? When you move from being a helpmate, helping him meet his needs, without him fueling you to become more, do more so you can give more, you move away from that subordinate assistant to a co-conspirator in greatness. A man who is worth your time will find fulfillment in fueling your life. just as you fuel his. A man who's worthy of your time, a man who has your well being at heart, will find fulfillment in fueling your life, in fueling your fire, just as you fuel his. Your cheerleader, no budget was to call. Additional in school. Additional in school. Sometimes you don't understand. There are some wives, there are some women, or no didn't seek up to your school fees. The husband says you can't go to school. Excuse me. Obi ba wa wo no. Eso to me bobra. No de enunyam hyema na busua. Utumi hwe na nim ka kye ne say untumi nko school. Enye say school fees ni papa o chose to you. Or no you ready so bit your no school fees just for the fact that you are husband. You see there, you can't go to school. You can't start this business. Why? Why? Says a man who is worthy of your time will find fulfillment in fueling your fire, in enabling your life, just as you fuel his fire and enable his life. If he's building an empire, you should be building a legacy that can stand alone. Did you hear your sister? If your husband, your man, is building an empire, you should be building a legacy that can stand alone, even as it complements his. Number 3, building a legacy of your own. Yes. Religion has told you when you get married, everything is supposed to be 1 + 1 is 2. It's still 1, right? Building a legacy of your own. Created him, equally made him. What makes you think that because you got married, that is it? Marriage is just the entirety of life? Building a legacy of your own. Growth should never be zoomed into just being a wife. Or let me put it in a better way. Growth should never be a zero-sum game. Growth should never be a zero-sum game. You can be a supportive partner while being a CEO of your own company too. You can be a supportive partner and still an artist, a scholar, a community leader, whatever you want to do with your life. The most stable structures are those built on 2 independent foundations. Should I repeat? The most stable structures are those built on 2 independent foundations. Who socialized us to be like this? Who socialized us to be like this? That you buy a car with your own money and you give it to your husband to go and license it, and he goes, registers it in his name. And it's normal until something happens and he fights you for it. How did we get here? The most stable structures are those built on 2 independent foundations. Who said because you are married, you can't do things in your own name? You can't build legacies in your own name. You can be a CEO of your own company, your own business, whilst you're a supportive partner, supporting what he's doing too. True partnership is not 2 people merging into one. It is 2 whole people moving in the same direction at the same speed. True partnership is not 2 people merging into one. It is 2 whole people moving in the same direction at the same speed. The latter is deeper than the former. By supporting yourself to grow along with him, you ensure mutual respect, security, and generational impact. You remain a person of interest and substance, not just a fixture in the house. You remain a person of interest and substance, not just a fixture in the house. That is mutual respect. Your identity and livelihood are not tethered to his whims or his presence. That is security. If for any reason you can't support the children, pay their school fees, you'll be able to do that because you have money you call yours. If he delays in bringing his side of his part of the mortgage, you can add up to yours and pay. That is security. One town, it is not a relationship. When she and Kolani school fees on high school, it is not a relationship. There is no security. Many of you are in dysfunctional relationship because it's security, security. And to you, that security is the man who do everything financially. He's rich, can provide. The security covers you. When you be able to sustain your own self, that is the true security that nobody can take it away from you. Your identity and livelihood are not tethered to his whims or his caprices. Na Ghana ni bema tumbu force minti yankola ni school fees. Na onenam. O pacho, o stress, and you still talk of security. Security is when you have money that you can call yours. That should anything happen, you can stand in the gap and support your own children. That's security. Generational impact. You show the next generation that a woman's hands are capable of building both nurturing a family and building a world. Should I repeat? Generational impact here. I mean, for you to show the next generation that although you're a woman, but your hands are capable of both nurturing a family and building a world. What are we teaching our daughters? Number 4, the view from the top. Those of you on my page and you are following the 365-day ascent, our 365-day journey, you understand that the ascent we speak of, your 365-day journey, my 365-day journey is personal. While Valentine's Week celebrates the we, the ascent celebrates the you, the me, the you. Don't just be with him while he climbs. Make sure you are wearing your own hiking boots too. Yeah. Don't just be with your husband. Don't just be the good woman who supports every man. Support your man, sorry. Body, soul, and spirit, and yet you can't support your own life. Don't just be with him while he climbs. Make sure you are wearing your own hiking boot too. Carrying your own pack and reaching for your own peaks. If our mamas didn't teach us, because our grandmothers didn't teach our mothers for them to teach us, we will learn today. Apply it and teach our daughters too. Don't just be with a man while he climbs. Make sure you are wearing your own hiking boots too. Carry your own pack and reaching for your own peaks. Be the woman who is too busy evolving to be a martyr. To be a martyr. And too grounded to be a mere ornament. Trophy wife. Nko na odi echi. Yamra o na oba. Da o na wada. Sorry o no sorry o. Mintua ma o. Min yiska ma o. Na komande o ne o ma. No. 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 Become the woman who, when the history of this era is written, you have a chapter of your own. For all this 20, 30, 40, 10, 5 years of marriage, what life have you built for yourself? Nothing. All you have is the marriage certificate and a man's name, and probably the rings. And you think that gives you an advantage over the single ladies out there? No. But when you so and arise, because you are wasting life. That same properties that you are fighting over, other women have used their lives to build. Yes. That same properties you are chasing. Nobody's saying don't fight for properties you build. But other women, when they realize that the marriage is not favoring them, when they realize that they have left the man's heart. When the man indicated that he's no more with them, and they realized that they were in there all by themselves, they used that energy for all these 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And you are now chasing for things you have built together. All those years, what did you do for yourself again? When you discovered that you are the only person in there, he has checked out. What did you begin doing for yourself? What did you begin doing for yourself, Mrs.? For 10 years in a straight row, you know, you are aware that your husband has another family and you are still in there. So would that I'll be sure no better than where we're in there now better. And that same man who is crying, I don't have, is building, doing properties for this woman and his children. There are some men who are taking care of other men's children, and their own children they have with you, the children are there, and you are still fighting for this man publicly. Why? Sis, why? You are no more in your 30s and 40s. After 50, you don't fight for the love of a man. You invent your life. For 5 years straight, the man has disowned you, has neglected you, has abandoned you. What have you been able to do for your own life all these years? When he left you, when you got separated from him, when everything indicated that his heart is not with you anymore, what did you do for your own life? Become the woman who, when the history of this era is written, you would have a whole chapter of your own. Just the same way husbands bring glory to their wives. No, we're me a promoter. Now we call dinner. Yeah, bojo sooner when you don't you think when you reinvent your life, you bring glory and honor to your husband too? Why do you want marriage to be your highest achievement in this life? Yes, hello, sis, I'm talking to you. I know you are Mrs. Don't show me your rings. I know. Have you realized that some women's marriages are not ordinance, and yet their men haven't even gone for a second wife? And you have the ordinance certificate, and yet the man has checked out on you. The man has checked out on you, and yet you can have the audacity, the confidence to say, "Me dem marry under the ordinance." Who cares about that? When the man has checked up on you, checked out on you, when you had every right to have dissolved the marriage, what were you holding on to? The neglect, the abandonment, the indifference, the contempt, the microaggression. What exactly were you fighting for? What were you fighting for? Some women don't have their marriage under the ordinance. They don't have the ordinance marriage. And yet their husbands haven't gone for second wives. Their husbands have cared for them, loved them privately and publicly. You have the ordinance certificate, and the certificate, can the certificate give you and satisfy your emotional needs? Can it take care of you as a woman? And this man has checked out on you long time ago, and you know it. I never pursued it. If you have any energy, fight this man, not the other woman in his life. That is a no, no, no. It doesn't matter the multitude you bring on your case to fight this woman. It is a losing battle. You will never go back to the heart of that man. Even if, just like I said in the beginning, you kill this woman, you take this woman out, the man will go for another woman. Will you kill every woman? Can't you see you're fighting a losing battle? Why do you want to disgrace yourself like this? To fight for the love of a man. Anytime you have to do too much to let the world see that you own a man as a woman, chances are no deep down it's not for you. You have left his heart a long time ago. Everything indicates. So don't take pride in the fact that you are the one that lives in the mansion. You are the one that lived in the mansion. You are the one that your marriage is under the ordinance. You are the one that bear his name. No, his heart has left you. even in the same house. When was the last time you had communion as a married? And yet every night, every other day, he drives to go fetch that woman you call a strange woman. Why are you still fighting for this man? What exactly are you fighting for? The disrespect, the neglect, the indifference, the microaggression. What exactly are you fighting for, sis? What are you fighting for? For society and religion to think and feel that all is well with your marriage where you know it is not? Hey, go find out what happened a human being when there are dissonance between body, soul, and spirit. When your own soul is giving up on you, awerɛhow nipa o, awerɛhow eku nipa. Wonim sɛ aware yɛ gu dadaada, and nso wote hɔ bearing the title of a Mrs. Mrs. What exactly? Mrs. What? Because you still have the certificate, marriage certificate in your wardrobe. And this man is loving another woman, raising another family. You don't know what bigamy is. You're waiting for him to die. What if you die whilst he's still living? Sis, any person na mene okay you. What if Arehukum whilst this man is still living alive? What if you allow Arehu to kum your own sunsun? Won't say that's Arehu kum sunsun. Won't say that. You can't say Arehu kum sunsun. Won't say that, sis. In your 50s, you are still chasing the love of your mind, whilst you don't have a life of your own. You don't have a life. If anything should happen to this man today, how would you support your own children that you had with this man? These are the conversations you begin having with yourself. And yet you're chasing other women from his life. No, don't. Use the same energy to reinvent your life. And see how the frequency of that relationship will change. Yes, divorce is not your thing. Nobody is recommending that for you. To marry a hokumu because of a dysfunctional marriage. Anyway, the lady Kedia is my name. If you need a psychosocial counselor to work with, check on my bio and book a session with me. We are not in the Stone Age. We have left that address a long time ago. Seswaa is still there. Nanko for Boje was so you are the this, you are the that, and you're excited. You are making mockery of yourself. Use that same energy to invent your life and see how help, support, assistance will come from everywhere. God and the universe will raise so much help for you. You'll be amazed how just within a year you can transform your life. What are you fighting for? And married that for all these years, you haven't even experienced orgasm before. A man who can love a woman and he feels home with the other woman and you are fighting for him. Hey, what are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? Come, how you can use that same energy to reinvent your life. If there's anything you should spend your time and your energy on, is to build a business where you get money you can call you. Is to change your entire mindset such that you find happiness in your soul, not the happiness you've waited on man to bring you all these years. Yes, life is not supposed to be this complicated, and being married shouldn't get you into that. Marriage is just an aspect of life, not the entirety of it. Maybe, just maybe, you are not lucky with love. What about the other aspects of your life too? What about the other aspects of your life too? That would be a whole bet now, and yes, and me bore me. Come on. When your fellow women are building, are reinventing their lives, are getting money they call their own, are building businesses, are working on projects, giving their energy and time to humanitarian work, getting money they've never seen before, and you are chasing the love of a man publicly, a man who has privately disowned you, a man you know you have left his heart. What exactly are you fighting for? What exactly are you fighting for? I'll come you again tomorrow. This is the Valentine's week, and just like I do, the difficult yet necessary conversation. If you're a man, you are not left out. I'll dedicate a day to you too, because I know your story as a psychosocial counselor. When some of you have poured and poured and poured into your women, and yet nothing back in return all these years. Yes, I'll dedicate a day to you. But today, I'm looking at Akosua Sewaa and Odo Broni, and I'm telling women not to choose any of them. No. Be the woman that a man will make you more. A man will assist you to become more, do more, and give more back to him in return. Not the one that he will drain you, use you to build his legacy. No. If you need a psychosocial counselor to work with, get into my bio. You find my link there and book a session with me. The lady cares there is my name. I'll come your way again tomorrow, probably same time. Until then, I say much love and blessings. Wipe your tears and let's get to work. It is not over, and it's until it is over. Until you take your last breath, you can reinvent your life any time. Yes, even in your 60s. Yes. Book a session with me. Get into my bio and find a link. Much love and blessings.